welcome. Today's live about mind programming. One of the most important topics if you want to change your life, your reality, anything about you, is understanding that your mind creates your reality. Of course, to your mind, everything is connected to your mind, so then your body and your spirit, as you want to call it, or any way you want to call it, is also then connected, of course. Oh, hello, welcome. But mind programming is one of the most important topics in changing anything, because once you I love you too, thank you for being here. Once you change your mindset and change what you believe, that's the only sustainable way of changing anything in your reality. For example, with pain, as I talk about pain a lot, and migraines, that's the most crucial initial thing. What you believe then manifests in your reality, okay? And your mind believes what you tell it to believe. And if you have learned to believe that what's around you is real, whatever someone tells you is real, and you're taking it from the outside, you have to now understand that the core thought, the core belief, we call it limiting belief, but the core limiting belief is inside you. And whenever you receive it from the outside, through another person, it's just mirroring you what your belief is. So once you change the core belief, the limiting belief from the inside, then what happens in your reality will stop happening, and people will start saying different things. Or you will set your boundaries, and those who are not aligned with this belief will leave your reality naturally, and those who are will adjust their behavior. That's what we call the magic, because a person that has, in your eyes, been stuck in saying certain thing will suddenly change, because you are working through energy, and emotions are energies in motion. Okay, the thoughts, everything is energy. So once you change this from the inside, you change the foundation of the belief, then instantly, once you change the belief, instantly this transfers into your reality also. Okay, so then you will be very surprised that sometimes we get into the feeling like we want to change the people around us, how they behave towards us, what they tell us, how they treat us. But actually, the truth is that the layer of foundation is inside us, and the core belief has to always go from inside us, and then the reality around us changes like magic, like unbelievably. And especially about things that we think we have accepted and we have learned that this is it for me, this is how I have it. I have, for example, chronic pain. So this is what I grew up with, and this is what I have, and this is a part of my reality. This is how I have it, and I never believe it can change. But actually, the most robust patterns, surprisingly, can change in a very simple way if you make the decision to change that limiting belief, if you're willing to change that core belief, and then whatever was manifesting around you that was keeping you, again, I talk about this a lot, in the safety of this comfort zone, and was confirming your belief, okay, because often, for example, about money, we have many collective beliefs that are great in keeping us in the safety of the comfort zone. So with money, it can be that there's not enough money, or for my family, there's not enough money, or for someone like us, There's no, so that's the separation from a whole. Because again, I repeat, money is an infinite source, and whenever you choose to believe, there's some kind of limitation to everything, to you being pain-free, to you having everything in your life, or to the amount of money you have. So this, for example, the core belief, if you have it, then the people around you have the same core belief of the money. And once you start changing that, then the people will transform. Either they will change the core belief also, because you have changed it, you have done the impulse, or maybe they have never had the same core belief, but you have seen in them what you needed to see to confirm your core belief. Okay, so whatever you choose to believe will become true in your reality, and probably already is at this time. So you can go through any of your core beliefs, look at them, and implement a new belief. And how we do this is, I would say, the best way of not controlling it, but implementing a new belief would be through an affirmation. An affirmation is a statement in the now moment. It has to be in the now moment, because I explained how there's only now. The past is gone. The future is defined by what you do now. Okay? What will manifest, what will appear in your future is the reaction you are giving yourself now, or the beliefs you have right now. We have most of our beliefs, say 80 or maybe 99% of the core beliefs, and that's the autopilot, and we do everything automatically. But the conscious mind, the maybe 10%, 20%, no one knows, of the awareness, but you can develop this, you can expand your brain, and you can expand your awareness. This is the work with energy. Once you invite energy into yourself, attention, and fully focus on what you're feeling right now, what are the thoughts, and understanding those are the thoughts, that's the database of thoughts in your mind. Okay, that's the mindset database right now. But once you take charge and you implement a new belief, so the affirmation I have here, for example, is everything works out for me. So we're going to work with this one today. Yeah, okay, this, I said, I'm just checking my notes if I said the things I wanted to say. That this is also how it works with the changing of someone, but I kind of explained that. So this affirmation, we will put everything works out for me. And so you must implement this into your mind. And the different scenarios, what happens, okay? So if this is nowhere near to be true for you, if you have a belief of nothing works out for me, which is the contradictory to everything works out for me, or everything works out the best way for me, okay? If you decide, you can, in the state of being okay with yourself, being very present, aware, you can decide what beliefs you want to change and what you want to implement. So choosing this one, everything works out for me. And once you implement it, it always depends on what's your beginning point. Okay, with migraines, it can be I'm satisfied with myself. If you're creating any source of chronic pain, then you're not satisfied with yourself. You have some patterns of belief that you don't matter, that you're not good enough, blah blah blah. We all have like a beginning package. I talked about this, what we get, that's the package we come up with, we're brought up with. We are influenced by the society, by the education, by the parents, and everything like that. So we have the initial package of some kind of belief about ourselves. But by being aware and understanding mind programming, we can implement new beliefs. So once you implement this new belief, it always depends on the beginning point. Along the way, let's say, really depends on actually how much work you're doing, and the work is putting the new belief in your mind. So with repetition, obviously it's a good way to learn something new. And I sometimes posted some affirmations that you can implement your mind. The more, okay? Multiplying, the more of your belief you can add to this affirmation, the more it multiplies in your life. So whatever you want in your life must have the core belief that it's even possible for you, because if you don't believe that is possible for you, or if you aren't willing to implement that possibility, then of course everything will stand in your way, everything will be sabotaging you, you suddenly get sick, your kids get sick, your partner gets sick, or something, because you are sabotaging it. You are keeping yourself in the comfort zone, and there will manifest many things that will protect you from stepping into that new belief, because that's natural. That's the neural paths in your brain, everything. You will feel a reaction of your body. Okay, so there are multiple scenarios of how you can implement the belief and what then happens. Because if it was as simple as saying everything works out for me, but you didn't believe it at all, and if you just said it and then it switched, then obviously we would be talking about something else and the world would be a different place, okay, if it was that easy. But every belief is connected to a net of beliefs, okay, the whole database of our mind that helps us keep it together, literally, and it helps us exist on a daily basis, okay. So once you implement a new one that is very opposite to the one you had before, like you really even have learned to tell yourself nothing works out for me, that might be your beginning stage, and that's okay. So you must act accordingly to where you're beginning, where you are at, and keep on going. They say you can create a new habit in 21 days. I would say with implementing new beliefs might be the same in a month, but maybe even more, okay? The stronger the belief, the longer it will take for you to reprogram it, okay? To change that belief. So let's say in 3 months, you can see definitely a progress that is going to be visible in the reality and manifesting into things. But you have to understand that there are many layers, that once you start saying everything works out for me in every situation, then the mind comes up, mind, body, and emotions and everything comes up. The stuff that is contradicting that new belief comes up. And it's as if you can imagine it as if it's asking you, are you sure? Are you sure you want to believe this new thing? Okay, so actually there will be coming up stuff that is telling you that nothing works out for you. Okay, so shit will start happening, if I say it this way. But consistently keeping on going towards your goal, towards your vision. So your vision is everything works out for me, and that can become your reality. You will suddenly live a reality that everything works out for you. Everything. Okay, only in a good way. But if you have believed the complete opposite, obviously more stuff will be coming up. And now let's talk about the stuff. So the stuff that can be coming up, again, it can be some form of sabotage, because the sabotage is actually the fear and it's the protection. It's good. Invite it in. Invite it to be here because you need that protection. You have created a pattern of protection. And we need fear, actually. We need us to protect us from something that will harm us. We needed to state our boundaries. Okay, so it is great to have fear. There's nothing wrong with it, but you have to understand where the fear is holding you from what you want and where it's protecting you where you are. So sometimes it can be protecting you from what you want, And this is where the mind programming steps in. And this is where you need to be consistent in going towards what you want until it becomes your reality. And maybe even after, because there's always new layers in everything works out for me that can come up for you. Okay, new levels of what is possible for you. But we initially are going to be scared of it, and we're going to be protecting us, because the mind is always scared of what it doesn't know. The mind is always scared of what it doesn't know. Okay, no matter if it's good or bad, the mind is just scared. The mind wants what it knows. That's why it keeps us in the comfort zone. That's why we usually struggle and spiral down on the spiral of change, instead of rising up, rising and standing confidently in our power and understanding we're unique. The understanding of the world is unique. No one else will bring this to the table. No one else. Every single one of us brings something unique to the table, and there's no one else who will bring the same. Okay, so this conscious, when we talked about conscious doing the other day, the conscious mind programming is a way of changing your reality without working hard for it, without punishing yourself, without beating yourself down. I don't know if you want to exercise and have a body of your idea. Okay, always it will start with the mind programming. It has to start with it for it to be sustainable. You can work hard and go over your feelings, go over your sensation, go over your intuition even, for some extent, until it's too much, until you can't handle it, until you break. Okay, because you are creating a structure that's not natural and is not sustainable for you if you are going to use power. But here we're talking about using intuition in implementing a new reality, creating from within, building up our confidence so that nothing can come and break us down, because we choose our beliefs. And being aware that you choose what you believe is such a strong power, because no one else then can put you down, or no one else can make you hesitate, because you can always take the space, step away from the situation and think, is this what is serving me in my life? Is this what I want in my life? Is this what I want to believe? Is this my reality? Is this it? Okay. And you can choose, yeah, this is it. And always the stuff, not only negative stuff comes up. Okay, some uncomfortableness. Not only negative, but also good stuff. All this stuff comes up together, and you're basically selecting what you want to keep and what you want to let go of. And of course, once you change your belief, you are going to have to let go of the old belief. You can't believe nothing works out for me and everything works out for me. Those are two polarities, and you choose the polarity. In the core, everything is neutral. So in the core, things happen the way they're supposed to happen, okay? You can, if you see the neutrality of all situations. But if we are in the negative polarity, we are attracting more and more uncomfortable stuff. So that is the experiencing. What do you choose? You choose which polarity you're going to be experiencing. Otherwise, you can meditate and be in the Zen and be in the neutrality. That's okay. Good for you. Or in the daily basis, if you want to be experiencing life as a whole, you're always, in every situation, choosing which polarity. If you're choosing, for example, with this affirmation, if you choose everything that works out for me or nothing works out for me. So the reactions in the situation that come up with the stuff Okay, some things will be coming up because some things have to leave, have to break, something has to fall apart for you to rebuild your reality with a new belief, with a change, with a new relationship, with a new friend, with a new income. Okay, it always has to rebuild itself, and then you always have to stay there for yourself, be there in your energy and confirm, yeah, this is what I want, or no. Is it everything works out for me, or no, I'm coming back to the comfort zone of nothing works out for me. But once you have this possibility, once you already build up the awareness that you can choose your thoughts, and you can always change them. You can always change what you believe. Whatever was true for your previous generation doesn't have to be true for you. Whatever is true for your best friend doesn't have to be true for you. Whatever is true for your partner doesn't have to be true for you. You can only create the reality for yourself, for no one else. Unfortunately, there's no other way. Okay, you are going to be creating the situations, the experiencing for yourself with the choice of the polarity. And obviously with the choice of the situations, the reaction, and with its consequences, because being aware means being responsible and being aware of the consequences, because we usually know. Okay, this is back to knowing. We know what we're supposed to do. In the core, the intuition speaks very, very clearly. Always at every situation, it guides us perfectly in a peaceful, calming voice. It guides us, but sometimes we want to overreact. Sometimes we want to listen to the fear instead that is stressful and we're trying to control. Okay, that's the identification with the fear and identification with what is going on. But the initial idea of today is definitely that you create your reality through your thoughts and you choose what you want to believe. And okay, so let me check what I have. You must continue. Yeah, sometimes I get questions about when it starts acting, the change. It's immediate. Okay, whenever, if you change your belief immediately, then it's immediate. If you need some more time for changing the belief, as long at the moment where you start believing it, like I'm satisfied with myself, for example, I think it took me more than 2 years to reprogram this core belief, to be somewhere where I'm comfortable at, and I feel like it can even go further. And you can always go further. This is like a journey, for a never-ending journey. But if you ask like how long do I need for this, then that the change starts immediately in an instant. But obviously for it to be confirmed in all of your reality, you're gonna need to be implementing it and repeating it for yourself. Everything works out for me, everything works out for me. Maybe doing some EFT, which tapping on your body helps the body implement the core belief and the nervous system, because always we combine not only the mind, but then the body starts reacting. Whatever we change, then it might even have to flow through a flu or a cold, or there would be some resistance, because any change in your body, so any like a process that goes through your body, for example, a cold or flu, is a rebuild, is a renewal, okay? Our cells, our mind and everything dies and renews itself all the time. So always there are some cells dying, and always there are new being born. So the renewal of what's going on is happening all the time at all instants, okay? But sometimes if we work a lot or on the mind programming, So it might seem, oh, I'm only implementing new thoughts, but the mind is not separated from the body. The mind is connected to the body. So as long as you're implementing something new and changing something in the mind, be aware that the body will react. It has to react because it's a sign of it being connected. That's what you want. It's a sign of it being aware that you're changing something, and it has to renew the cells. So because the cells hold in them the information, the thoughts are gonna log into the cells. The way you look is the way you believe. Okay, all of this reflects on your body and then in your reality, the people you surround yourself with, all of these choices you have made, consciously or subconsciously. Okay? So don't be surprised if an intensive mind programming, me in the beginning, I went on strong and I started with affirmation, and I wrote whenever I was journaling, for example, I was writing everything in the now moment, and I still do, which I think is the most effective because you're not wasting any time. If you always write like what's going on with your life, don't write in the past or in the future form, write in the now form. Okay, so it's already happening. Obviously, if it's something that you don't want anymore, then write it in the past. Like, this has happened, this is in the past, and I let go of this. You will write in the past form things you no longer want in your life. But if it's affirmations and support for yourself and just awareness, it's best not to lose any time. You want it, obviously, we want everything fast. This is also a sign for us that we want it to happen now, everything we want now, but it does actually happen in the now. But you must be aware of how well you use your mind and how you work with it and with yourself, not against yourself. Never, when there's some resistance, for example, the body needs to renew more cells, so it will go through some process, some pain, some coughing, depends on the chakra also. Those are the energetical systems where the energy is more concentrated. So in the body, if there needs to be something done, allow it. You need to allow that process of change and take everything as a sign of the change. Okay, so everything that then from the mind projects into your body, and for example, you get sick or you get something during this work, invite it and allow it. Okay, don't try to suppress it. Try to create space to be there for yourself, even if you're going through this body transformation, even if you're changing something about yourself, about your mind, then it manifests into the body. So the change is always happening, and be aware that it's happening at that time along with the change of the mind, and allow it, allow that process, allow the transformation. And yeah, I think this is all for now for mind programming. And probably tomorrow we'll be talking about self-healing ability of the body. I did mention self-healing. I think self-healing and mind programming are the most important topics in the mind development and self-development, if in achieving what you want, basically. And yesterday I posted a new video on my YouTube channel about pain, directly about the self-healing topic and about pain, so you can check that out. And DM me if you have any questions. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.